everyone, and welcome. Today we'll be taking a look at a couple of highlight viewer-submitted matches of StarCraft 2. Joining me here for the first map of the day, it is Tokamak. The red Protoss probes here. The upper right corner shall belong to Cube. An excellent shape. And their Zerg opponent, the bottom left corner, shall belong to these blue drones of Masterb. 8s. There we go. We will go with Master. Very well. Extractor tricking, getting that hatchery down. Probe will not succeed in its shenanigans. There's been a lot of chat so far. Thanks, you two, presumably to a GLHF. Did we just play? I used a DT rush. These two. Not just ladder goers, ladder enjoyers. No, actually, rather frequent flyers, we could say. Apparently, somebody, a bit of shenanigans. Getting, possibly playing random, too. Potential, just because of the faction comment. How will they respond? The Protoss, it would seem, of course, did not believe them when they said that they were Zerg. Sending that probe over, lickety-split, trying to scout around, see what's happening. Low ground wall, looking fine, I would say. Both of them doing rather well. We will see what sort of shenanigans unfold. This one was given to me with very little information, which is almost just as suspicious and strange as when there's enough information. Okay, there's equal types of problems there abound. We've got the battery coming. Okay, I get it. Okay, Zerg is scary. All right, we don't want the Zerg to get in. Yeah, sure, but the battery as part of the wall, not usually advisable. Just throwing that out there. I mean, like a Stargate, you know, gateway, random nexus, even, probably fine. Stargate, very hidden Stargate. This Stargate is being hidden with intention, it feels. What will come from said Stargate? The Scouting Overlord, I will say, already in a decent spot to find it, despite its location. The question is, will the Zerg actually remember the existence of their overlords to make such a choice? It is an oracle. Well, at least that's normal, I would say. Bases going down, third hatch on the way, the adept quickly spotting, intercepting, and then deciding not to waste the rest of their nearly immortal life on trying to scuff the pigmentation of said hatchery. We have a Roach Warren on the way. No Ling speed, is that right? Yeah. Okay. No Zergling speed. The Adept going to complete the shade, start to gun down the Zerglings. A little less than ideal target fire there will result in the Adept's demise. Traded away for 3 Zerglings, though. And I would say, wow, 3 Zerglings gone off the board, but it seems like this Zerg player doesn't really intend on using Zerglings. I'm not even sure they are intent on using creep tumors at this point in time. These bases are rather separated. Okay. Then sending out just a few slow lings, perhaps to get a bit of vision. The Oracle, did we get the first one? Where's the first one? Heading right into the base, starts to gun down the drones with rather vicious success. Okay, wake up. No wake up. We're microing slow lings, Indigos. Of course, the real victory, the real value here is going to come from the 7. How do you have 7? Okay. That makes 11. Because we lost 3. That's right. We lost an odd number, so now we're going to be stuck with an odd number. Second Oracle, and random Protoss ground forces show up to the third base location. Will be successful in a minor defense. Oh boy. Alright. What's it even gonna be for? Like, there's nothing. You don't even have queens. This isn't even a Queen Nidus move. Infestation Pit at the same time. Don't tell me we're doing an Infestor Nidus move. Okay. I'm not sure I'm ready to handle that. It's a bit too early in the day for such shenanigans. The Infestation Pit is completed. Could be Swarm Host. That I wouldn't rule out, actually. That's a possibly legitimate composition or choice you could make. Creep Tumor, I did see. Spotted, actually going down. Zerg player remembering. Ah, yes. Must complete bases here. There's nothing even in. Why would you give the Nidus away? For 2 Zerglings? Okay, 6, 10. 10 Slowlings. At least send a Queen through and make a Creep Tumor. Okay. Pretend to cause some inconvenience. The probes can handle this. The probes can clean this up. For real? Oh my gosh, battle probes. The worker revolt continues. The stalkers will be left to clean up the rest of it. More Nidus worms. For what? Okay, so we're eventually going to trip and stumble and find the Swarm Host button. At this point, though, we've caused more damage just from the emotional panic and chaos of the Nidus Worm existing for the Protoss, who has completely abandoned any semblance of their build. So I would say it's actually very successful. We're getting a Phoenix. That is one of the buttons at the Stargate, I will say. That is an option. I guess they're thinking the problem is the Overseer, the Overlord there, which, sure, I mean, a Phoenix does work. I could see a Void Ray being a slightly stronger choice, but we'll get there. Oh my gosh, really? Like, not even? The Swarm Host, this is all a bit of a ruse, a bit of a distraction. The Locust, this is not enough to kill the Nexus, so they're just going to go for the ground forces instead. Oh my god, the damage per second of Locust is out of control. They do not live very long. The Phoenix, there you go. Got there eventually. Alright, the Overseer should be cleaned up then. We have Burrow unlocked, actually, which... oh my gosh. The Protoss is liable to think that those were the only Swarm Hosts now. Seeing 3, just letting them see like 3 Swarm Hosts go into the Nidus Worm, and you don't have this on autocast? Oh my gosh, perfect. Yeah. No autocast on the Locust, which means it's going to be entirely up to them. They can choose, send the Locust out once the Protoss is gone. There is still 1 Zealot here, I will say. And how much vision is the Zerg really getting from just the Swarm Host? But 4 Immortals here, handling the defense, holding strong, will be able to save the Nexus. It's still just not quite enough Swarm Hosts. Oh, wow, that's a lot of vision. So yeah, can definitely make plenty of Nidus Worms here. The Oracles find the worm. Head out. 2 Swarm Hosts. Just enough to be like, no, please. Not my Nidus Worm, not my Swarm Host. The Protoss player, it's just complete shambles at this point. They've just gone full-blown Nidus Worm panic mode. Like, at this point, you'd be better off just sending some forces across to the other side. Even just a full warp in of Zealots. I mean, 10 Zealots. The problem is we don't have the gateways to support it. Well, the Immortals find that producing worm, shut that down rather easily, rather quickly. Debate trying to shuffle and do a square dance with the Locust, but deciding the better of it. Trying to clean this up with essentially just 4 Immortals. The 2 Phoenix shutting down potential Overlords and Overseers. You never got lane speed. What is this? Oh dear. Alright. Well, the Protoss, they're trying to get some things together now. Colossi are on the way, severe lack of chrono boost. The probes aren't even mining, not that we are really spending our money in any efficient capacity. Like, God, the Protoss, like, you just need to keep it together. Okay, the Protoss issue really is just everything crumbling. No observers? We have one observer that's just following the army. We got a couple Colossi. I would like to see a couple observer follow-up. Slow links. Why slow links? Oh, good grief. Well, the Protoss army slightly coming more together. This swarm host count has risen dramatically. 19 swarm hosts. This is now plenty, I think, to destroy both Nexus and army alike. The DTs are not going to be able to see them. And the swarm hosts can't see the DTs either. So we're just going to have a really angry, invisible force stare down here. Yes. Nobody can actually see each other. We know something's there. We just can't quite put our finger on it. Yeah. That sounds about right. The DTs will stare angrily at the ground where they think something is causing trouble. The rest of the Protoss army actually makes probably the most intelligent move and decides to just go across to the other side of the map. The Spore Crawler's not quite the priority there. We get rid of the spine. That's good. Now, the unfortunate thing here is that the Nidus Swarm will count as a structure. If the DTs cannot clean these up, and we've got bingo bases coming up for the Zerg, too. Alright. Thermal Lance just barely going to complete, which will give the Colossi a slightly more confident outlook on life. Spines and Spores both eating the trouble of being on the opposite end of the laser, I suppose. We're just focusing down whatever buildings we can. No reinforcing warp-ins because we have no prism nor observers. We have oracles, though. We do have detection still. I don't know why I didn't think of the oracles. You've had 2 oracles this entire time. Revelation tags works plenty fine. And, likewise, swarm hosts don't hit air units. Where are the Phoenix? Just send the Phoenix to kill the Overseers, and then the DTs can clean everything up. Everything is here on paper. Do not tell me you are getting Adrenal before Ling Speed. Okay, good. We got Ling Speed. It was just by the 13-minute mark, roughly. Too many Christmas. No, not good. Not good. Well, slightly better than not good. The Overseers. You have to deal with the Overseers. Where's the Phoenix? The Phoenix. Phoenix kill Overseer. DT kill Swarm Host. Revelation tag for detection. It's here. Everything is here. Protoss, you just need to get everything together. This force can deal with the base, deal with all of that. No, we're panicking. It's 5 broodlings. Oh my gosh. Oh, we've got reinforcing zerglings in rather scary amounts. DTs. Oh my gosh. That's a slaughter. So, standing army forces, we got 19 swarm hosts, roughly 40 zerglings. The Phoenix, you're killing the... What? Why? Why would you leave? Protoss. Oh my gosh, wait, were they out of buildings? Is that it? They were out of buildings. Okay, there's no more buildings. That's why. Alright, well that at least makes more sense. That the Protoss did not manage to save any probes, could not have any more buildings, so the Zerg is just going to end up winning the base race. With a little bit better planning, better time though. Have the Phoenix kill the Overseers, Revelation tag the Swarm Host, DTs clean everything up. Easy peasy. And Zerg, your creativity is showing, good sir. 19 Swarm Hosts is a scary force, albeit rather bit of a gamble, I would say, Isha. The thing is about gambles is sometimes they pay off, even if it is a bit odd. I would say probably get Zergling speed before the 13-minute mark if you're going to actually make any amount of Zerglings. That would be probably the best advice I can give you at this point. That is not all for today, though, folks. On to the next match. The next match of the day will be played on the map Last Fantasy, a 3-player map in our lovely 1v1 map pool. One of my favorites for the creativity, nonetheless. Over here on the far right side, we have a blue Terran player, Timbo. And their opponent, the bottom left red SCVs, belong to Timmy. Not Timmy, no. Who put Timmy in charge of an entire base? Okay, an entire Terran faction is now under command of Timmy. For those who are not aware, who perhaps have not been around very while, Timmy is one of my frequently used names for most of the time it's a worker, most of the time it's an SCV or probe or drone and the like. And the general theme is absolute incompetence. Okay, because I think it probably stems from the Warcraft 3 Timmy that I remember from way back in the day, but we recently saw again with the Warcraft 3 campaign playthrough. Timmy manages to get himself kidnapped by gnolls and is utterly incapable of doing anything right. And it's just a disaster. If you could think of anything to do in a situation that would be at all helpful or positive, Timmy would do the opposite. Okay, it's easy. So I'm very keen to see how Timmy handles an army, how Timmy handles anything really, especially in a TVT where things tend to be a little more technical, a little more dicey. We're starting off with not supremely ideal placement of things, whether there's no vision for potential Reaper entrances over here. Usually second depot would go like somewhere over here to try to spot incoming Reapers. We've got a Marine first, which isn't terrible, maybe not ideal, but it's at least something that can be done. On the other side, Timbo. Oh, that's funny, too. We've got Timbo and Timmy, a battle of the Tims. Okay, on the board here, on the menu. Command center on the low ground for the blue Terran. Factory, reactor, refactory. I don't know, I don't like that. Reaper enters the base. Who could have seen that coming? Oh my gosh. The Reaper comes in, snipes off the SCV, making something a severe lack of orbital command here, my dear Timmy. What about you? I know which of the Tims has my favor. Okay. Oh boy. Not quite ideal there, but we're certainly making it work. Got a bunker on the way, which is a fine decision. The command center on the high ground. It's better than nothing, I will say. Certainly better than no orbital. No? Nothing at all? Really? Like, we don't look at this and see any sort of issue, any problem. APM is not, terribly low. It's not like, oh my gosh, Bronze League Heroes kind of stuff. Gun down the Reaper. Blue throwing their Reaper away. Not going to have too much more success. No more opportunities for that one. Blue, don't fail me. Okay. You did fine with the first one. No? Nothing? Nada? We selected it. We got him. Orbital command. Perfection. Oh, Timmy. Oh, Timmy. This is what I'm talking about. Okay. Oh, nope. Got rid of it. Alright then. Plans starting to be seen, starting to arise here. We've got a siege tank out for red. A severe lack of add-on on the barracks. I'm still just gonna make some stuff. Now we're making Reapers, huh? Okay. Blue finishing up the 1-1-1, getting a Liberator up and running. This is a TVT. I've reserved the right to speed it along. I do kind of like the siege tank at the front, slightly exposed, but I don't think you have too much to worry about at this exact moment in time. If I loaded up the game and I saw I was facing Timmy, okay, I'd feel a little more confident too. That... Is this the same? Oh no. Oh, Timmy. Oh, Timmy. Sorry, bumped the microphone. We have a lot. We have a lot to talk about, Timmy, okay? There's a lot to unpack. We finally found the orbital command button, I will say. I'm not sure what caused you to trip and fall and find that one, but let's see how you handle a Liberator. Alright, Liberator entering the base now, behind this blue, not making a whole lot. Red, Timmy's decided to go for Banshee speed. The Liberator sets up shop over the SCVs. The response so far less than ideal. 6-7 kills. Ah yes, the Reaper, the first to show up and try to help out, will stare angrily and utter some harsh language. We have a... Timmy. No, was there no GG, Timmy? Good grief. There was no GG. Absolutely zero chat. Was this really all we had as far as this? You have 3 Marines to your name in entirety, and somehow they're already injured. Who injured them? Did we get hit by the Reaper, perhaps? Possibly. Gonna vaporize at the hands of the Liberator. Wow. That was a game. Okay, the Battle of the Tims is completed. Our victor, in an unlikely decision of making any amount of Liberators, proves to be too much for our dear Timmy. Yeah, I think Timmy's continuing the trend. I think keeping the dream alive, perhaps, for somebody. And a dream for one is a nightmare for another, I'm sure, is probably the most poetic way I can put it. If you enjoyed, be sure to let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you all for the submissions, of course, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.